Hello everybody, welcome to part 3. Part 3 is going to be, I guess, installing the front chassis brace, and probably installing the new front bumper, removing the shocks, and installing the front and rear bulk heads, potentially. Don't forget, Loctite on the bolts. You're now going into aluminum. You're no longer going into a captured nut. Very important. You go use Loctite, or else those will not be in for very long. This was a 2.5. I needed a 3 mil. And just so I don't lose it, let me put my 4 mil back. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, that is the installation of a nice new aluminum chassis brace. What should we do next? You know what? Yeah. Let's move another guy up out of the way. Wow, the thing is very light with nothing inside of it, I'll tell you what. So, let's do something that is long overdue. This is that's unacceptable. Let's just change that. Poor guy. He's been like that since how long? He deserves a fresh bumper. This is the if I can find it. Here we go. Me one plus about having multiple drivers. Snap in. Booyah. 1 out. 2 out. 3 out. And the 4th out. I can still see it. That's the chassis. And let's go to our plethora. Nice and new. You deserve something new. Poor little guy. Been driving around with a busted bumper for I don't know how long. So they call it trooper. Tighten that guy. If I can just get this guy there, that will be helpful. Let me turn down the torque setting on this guy. There we go. There we go. Where's the other 2 screws that I took out? behind the broken bumper. That's what they are. Behind the bumper is where you'll find them. Come on. There's one. And there's two. And then we'll take our happy slappy bumper. Douchebag. I have to get these. Forgot. Don't forget to remove your old nuts. From your bumper. One, two, and come on. Give me your nut. It didn't come out right. You know, it would have been a lot easier if I put these damn things in before I had the light buckets in. Let me get these nuts in first. Well, it turns out I had to remove the light pods to put the nuts in. It's the only way. Make it easy. So now we can continue what we were trying to do before. Perfecto. Done. What should we do next? What do you think? Should we put the bulkheads back on? Probably could. Yeah, let's do that. Where are we at? Yeah, let's put the bulkheads back in. Alright. So, to make it easier on installation and removal of the bulkheads, we're going to remove the shocks. The reason why we're going to remove the shocks is because you're going to fight the bulkheads because the shocks are pushing down on the chassis, which is pushing down on the droop screws, which is trying to force the control arm up, and the shock is trying to force the control arm down. So take the shocks out, it'll make it much easier to put the bulkheads back in. One thing some of you might know, some of you might not know, on the Losi 5, the shock bolts on the bottom are silver and black. They did that because the black is the traditional lefty loosey righty tighty, or left hand or right hand thread, and then the silver is left hand thread. So it's, you know, lefty tighten, righty loosen. So it's just reversed. So basically on this one, on the silver one, if you want to loosen it, tighten it. And on the other side, same thing. It just, that was normal, lefty loosey. That will pull it off. Might as well pull off the upper shocks. It's going to make it easier. It's a 10 mil. washer on here, don't lose it. And just grab a shock and pull it right out. Set it aside. And do the same thing on the other side. Grab a shock. Loosen it. Don't lose the washer. Grab a shock. Pull it off. And set it aside. I am going to be rebuilding these shocks, just not today. I did not get the rebuild kit. Like I said, I have time. So, let's grab the chassis. And we will be installing the front bulkhead. So let's get the proper tools that we're going to need out first. We're going to need a 4mm wrench, Allen. That's done. Grab my happy chassis. Yes, my chassis is happy. Take your drive shaft, feed it in. So I'm going to need new output cups in my diff. They're starting to really get worn. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I'll be doing it on camera. Just so you know, when you pull the screws out of the front, there's going to be a longer set and a shorter set. Make sure the longer ones go in the front. Just a heads up. Stay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run these bolts in by hand. And the reason being is it's very easy, especially with an impact driver, to pull too much and strip out your bulkhead, and then it's just all bad. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. And there we go. There's the front bulkhead reinstalled. It's a beautiful thing. So, with that said, I think we might call this video a wrap. So, call this the end of part 3. And we'll go with a part 4. Part 4 will be the front bulkhead brace and putting the rear clip on. Alright guys, later.